Hey, welcome back to my channel where we try to use humor to reason through some of the arguments and discussions that happen in the online world. Today we're doing a video on alpha men versus beta men, and this video has been broken into 3 parts. The first part is dealing with the question of, are men designed to sleep with multiple women?
Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
One of the things is because we have so much sperm and that we produce so much sperm, and that makes us want to repopulate. Just a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, men always cheating and guys feel like they, trying to hide the cheating and everything like that. And if it was natural for them to just want to be with that one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue.
So his argument is, because we have so much sperm, we just need to be getting out there and repopulating the world. Okay. I mean, we got so much of it. I mean, what are you going to do with it? It's like, if you want to use all your Kleenexes, you got to put it somewhere. $10 on number 2011. Come on, you can do it, man. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, come on. Yeah, winner! Not like those silly women and their finite amount of eggs. Silly women.
To just through human history, right? For survival, maybe this is old school thinking, but it's just like for survival, you need to have lots of kids. So someone's pregnant, how do you keep multiplying? You just, more women, right? Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just kind of the way. I think women even cheat too. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, I think women also want to do their thing, in some situations, you know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying too many times, 80 or 90 times, that's too many times. Once or twice is cool, but 80 or 90 times, man?
The point you're making is an old point about, hey, we need to have multiple kids because you don't know what's going to happen. They could die off from sickness and disease or whatever. And maybe you just want a bunch of slave labor because you're too cheap to hire somebody. You can get your kids to work in a sweatshop and shit and then support you. Or you could just get them to work for you free. I mean, that's what my parents did, and look how I turned out. But then you also mentioned that women cheat 50% of the time, and I don't even know if that's a stat, but it sounds about right from what I've heard. But doesn't that just blow away your first argument about having all this sperm and that you super horny and then you want to get with everybody? Women have a finite amount of eggs, and apparently they cheat in 50% of the time. I guess they're maybe cheating for different reasons. We could say that. But still, everybody cheating. I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of sperm that we have. Just throwing it out there.
Because that desire is there, it's a natural thing for, if we're talking specifically men, that desire to want to do it is natural in us. So then therefore you're going to want to do it. It's almost like I'm lying to myself if I just want to be with her. You know what I mean?
So if you just sat there and only did the things that made you feel good, your life would be, you basically strung out on drugs. You'd be super unhealthy. You'd probably just end up dying. You probably just end up dying because you'd be super unhealthy and super messed up. I don't think this is a great argument you're making. However, I do think there are certain people that should not be in a serious relationship, that should not be in a marriage because they're not built for that. And he kind of sounds like he might be one of those people.
Is being with multiple women the end point? I'm of the firm belief that it is important to position yourself as a man to have the capacity to be with as many women as you possibly can and position yourself in a way where you understand female nature and you maximize your potential as a man. I don't necessarily agree that just because there's a deeper desire to continue to do it means it's going to be the most optimal thing for you.
Now, this guy literally made the argument for me. Besides the fact he looks like an older Vanilla Ice, he's making a good point, and I would agree with him. This is how I would view it. I think you should position yourself in a place where you're attractive to a lot of women, so you end up with a lot of options. You're obviously maximizing your dating potentials, but then you choose one woman and then you get with her, right? You have a committed relationship with her. If you think about your own life, you want to be really good at things. You want to be inspiring. You want to make good money. You want to be happy in your life. And so all of those things make you more attractive to a partner. They also benefit you as an individual. So why wouldn't you want to make yourself better? And in the process, you look better to other people.
Are we naturally made to just always be with one person. It's like, if that were true, then these first thoughts of being with another woman, even though I'm in a committed relationship, would never occur. But it comes up once in a while. But it doesn't mean I'm acting upon it.
You might be being generous about saying once in a while. Probably goes up quite a bit.
It depends what kind of relationship you're in, I guess. But I would say for me, if it was totally natural, even though I was nurtured into only being with one woman, that these thoughts wouldn't occur then.
Yes, exactly. Because we have these thoughts, we should do them. So when I see that old lady again, and I just think, I want to push that old lady down the stairs. She looks so crotchety. That means I actually want to push that old lady down the stairs. And I should probably do it. I'm starting a Facebook group for pushing old people downstairs. Because we've all seen them. They're slow in lines. They take forever. They like hog the road. They don't know how to drive. They drive like 30 in a 60 zone. They are pretty much useless. We're going to stop that epidemic of old people telling you to get off lawns. Of old people driving real slow. So because we're thinking it, must mean we can do it. We can do it now, guys.
Right. And the thing with me, I'm non-monogamous. So I have a wife, I have a girlfriend. And I still, from time to time, hook up with other girls.
Dude, how do you have any time? You got a wife, a girlfriend, and you sometimes hook up with other people. Like, what is your day like that you have time for all of this? It sounds like what he does for his hobby with all his spare time is have sex. That's like what he does. Some people go play pickleball. Some people play video games. Some people make YouTube videos. And some people just are effing all the time. That's what he's doing.
It's something I want to do. You know what I mean? And so to not do it feels unnatural. You might just want this one woman for a relationship. I can understand that. But sexually, though, I think it's all BS.
This is why men are called pigs and like base intelligence level, always thinking with their D's. This is the guy right here. He's the type of guy that you would be like trying to make a business deal. Let's say he has a company, you're trying to make a business deal with him, and you just send in the prostitutes because he would sign up with you.
We're very eager to do business with you.
Yeah, yes, we know that.
I'd like to begin the presentation, but first...
Exactly.
It's the lying. That, in my opinion, is actually the overall problem when guys, tend to go outside of a relationship. They lie to the woman.
I went to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, if you ever say that I can like sleep with other people outside of our relationship, then it's okay, right? And then she said, no, I'd never say that. And then I said, but on the off chance, you like did say it, that it was okay, then it's okay, right? No. But you're saying it's okay. So then it's okay. You get you understand? You're saying it's okay. You're saying yes, but I would never say yes. But on the some magical world where you said yes, then it's okay. No, it's still not okay. At some point she got upset. I don't really know why. Maybe because the conversation went on for like 10 minutes.
Was growing up, I was under the belief of just being with one woman, right? Like I was a virgin for a very long time. Then one girl broke my heart. So that caused like a lot of insecurity, resentment towards the other side, right? And then I just became like a man whore for a little bit.
There's only two sides in this war. The Allies, the men, the brothers in arms, or the Axis, the Nazi Germans, those women trying to control us. It's like somebody broke your heart, then you were like, all women suck, and then you just went off on a tangent. Literally, women do this all the time to men, and men do this all the time to women. And you wonder why? I wonder what the commonality is between them and why we both do that. Professor, what is it? Maybe because we're both human beings with feelings and emotions. I don't know. I'm just going to throw it out there. When your feelings are hurt, you just want to do weird things. Mind blowing.
The problem is you have guys who are monogamous, but they're monogamous because they're forced to be monogamous. In a way, meaning that they have no choice because they don't have the skill to attract multiple women.
And a lot of times they'll use that as virtue signaling.
That's right, bro. There's no way you're going to be able to get multiple women. So that's why you're like, just stick with one. Because you stink, bro. Case closed.
I remember when I would like go on tour and things like that, my friends would always try to encourage me to like hook up with girls that were on to me. But I wasn't really like into it. And it made me feel like weird, like off, like there was something wrong with me.
Are you sure the thing that was wrong with you was the fact that you were sleeping with multiple women, like hooking up with multiple women? Or was it something else? Because I'm not trying to make no judgments here. I'll let you guys make up your own mind about what we're witnessing right here. Yeah.
Telling young men that they're born this way and that they should feel this way, it can really not do damage, but just sort of make you second guess things about yourself. Am I normal? Am I weird? Is there something off about me? Everyone else around me is saying that I have to feel this way or I have to do these things.
I feel like you could say exactly what he just said about pretty much everything kids go through. Should I play in a sports team? Should I not? I actually really like playing chess, or I really like, reading books. But, people are teasing me and making me feel weird for doing that. Should I smoke cigarettes? Should I not? Oh my God, the cool kids smoke it. Should I be on social media or should I not? All the people are on social media. How do I feel? That is literally the dilemma of every single kid. And then on top of that, pretty much throughout your whole life, it just continues. You just get better at dealing with it. So I would hope for him, being an adult, he would be better at it.
I would say that's not true, though. I don't think that we should promote men sleep with multiple women. I think that we should promote choice and what feels right to you. So in your particular case, I would never tell you to sleep with multiple women. I think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it or stop doing it. It's really going to be about choice, man. So me to you, I tell you, if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Now that's how you have a conversation with somebody. He disagreed with you. He's like, oh man, I don't feel good about this. He's like opening up and basically telling you like, hey, I don't feel good about this. I really don't think you should be doing this to feel good, etc. And the guy on the other side shows compassion. This is a man, apparently an alpha man. Shows compassion, is like, you know what? I'm just saying that it's about choice. And if you feel that way, you shouldn't do it. This is how you have a real conversation. It's not about shitting on each other and yelling at each other and being mean to each other, but having a civil disagreement. And then one of the alpha guys steps in and says that he agrees, but he says there's certain people who actually feel like they should sleep with multiple people. So the opposite of what this beta male guy is saying.
They feel weird about not doing it, but they want to, whereas you felt weird doing it, but you didn't want to.
I believe the reason we do it a lot is because it's looked upon as a great thing for men to have multiple women. Women are ashamed for that.
I think men think to other men that it's looked upon as kind of a status thing if you sleep with a bunch of women. Or you're like a ladies' man. Somehow it's like impressive. I think there's a line between if you've slept with, let's say, 50 women or 100 women, and you let a woman know that, she might be like, and you've slept with like nobody. If you've had a few partners, let's just say you've had 3, they're like, oh, okay, he like knows something. But I also think it's very cultural related. Like in North America, that would be how it might be viewed. But if you're going to a more traditional country, probably being more of a virgin or having a very low body count as both for a man would be what you'd want to do. I don't think you want to necessarily be sleeping around with a bunch of people. I think it depends on how religious and traditional a country is.
I grew up in the South Louisiana. It was a Bible Belt. And I felt very distant from people around me because I had this urge in me and could not understand why I was so different. Like the biggest self-hate I've ever felt in my life is over this particular subject. I thought I was broken.
The statement he makes is a bit odd to me because literally I had the same thought growing up. like you see any attractive woman or girl and you're like, oh my God, they're hot, and you get an erection and you're like, oh my God, like what's happening? Yeah, you want to sleep with them. You're like, man, I just wish it whatever. That's how it is when you're growing up. Did nobody speak to you about sexuality and like what happens? I just feel like your parents failed you there, and they probably should have talked to you, because this is like normal. Even when you get older, you see an attractive woman and you're like, oh my God, wow, she's hot. And your brain might not immediately go to, I want to have sex with her, but you're kind of like thinking like, oh my God, I wonder what she looks like naked or whatever. You know, you have like these sort of sexual thoughts. This is normal stuff that will happen at all times. Your parents have failed you. That's what's happened here. Your parents have failed you.
And I understand you. And me, again, I'm going to come back with, just being around a bit. And me, I'm bisexual. I've always have been. But like you heard me say, I've been married to a woman for 30 years. It doesn't that I don't have that desire. It's my character to say, this is my person, and that's who I want to be.
Immediately when I heard that, I was like, wait, you're bisexual and you're with a woman, but you like men, and so you've basically sworn off all men because of your relationship, and like, oh my God, that must be crazy. And then I was thinking like, wait, how is that any different than a guy just saying, look, I'm not gonna have sex with these other women, and I'm just going to have sex with this one woman? You're just now including men as well as women into the pool. So basically same thing. There's just more people you're attracted to, I guess. Like it's more troublesome.
But I think what I was under the impression with that question was, are we biologically DNA created for that? I say yes, but I love and I agree with what we're saying here. It's like, but as men, right? In the culture and awareness and being a human being, having a consciousness, choice, language, we can choose not to. We can go against those desires or urges and stuff.
If you feel that desire and you're honest with your partner, I believe that is true.
It's your truth, bud. It's your truth. Truth is subjective to each one of us. There's no global truth. It's your truth. So if it's true for you, you hold that dear. You hold that dear to yourself. No one can take it away from you.
Do I believe that we are biologically we just biologically want to sleep with more people because we have a penis between our legs and not a vagina? I don't.
Well, apparently all the alpha males agree with you, because they literally said, oh my God, we have all the sperm, we want to sleep with multiple people, but then women cheat 50% of the time. So people are just cheating and sleeping around. Feels like it's not a gender thing, it's a human being thing.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because you said you're bisexual, so that means you're attracted to men and women, right?
Oh, crap, guys. Here we go. The gotcha moment. He picked up on it. He's been waiting for like a few minutes to get this in. The bombshell to end all bombshells, about to be dropped.
So if you're with a woman, aren't you also attracted to men? So wouldn't you want a man and a woman?
Oh, got you now, boy. How you going to defend against this, huh? You ain't got no defense. You going down, son. It all over for you. Alpha rule, beta drool. Oh, woo.
No. So you just like, I just want one, and that's
I made a commitment.
Lame. Made a commitment? That's your excuse? I commit to things all the time. Like New Year's resolutions that I'm going to stop drinking the sauce. But you know what? I still drinking the sauce. I may have drunk some sauce when I made this video.
And it's not even like
But there's no urge to want.
There's always
more
urge.
That's what I'm. That's what we're talking about.
Dude, we're back to the same gotcha moment. Wait, you actually think other women are attractive, and you would sleep with them? Like you want to sleep with them, but you just don't because of commitment? Oh my God, gotcha, bitch. We are pushing these old ladies down the stairs. I'm telling you, he's made the case. You cannot refute it. It is a solid, sound argument here, my friends, today.
But that doesn't mean that I'm biologically. I think men and women both have urges.
Where do you think the urge is coming from, though, if it's not biologically inside of you?
Time to dance around this point.
I think the urge comes from, I don't think it's a biological thing. I think
temptation, not urge.
But the urge creates temptation, no? Or is temptation bad? Like you say it in a way that's kind of like temptation.
No, I don't think temptation's bad. Then that goes back to all of us then. All of us are meant to sleep with multiple people. So then that's just a whole different society thing. But it's not just, the question was as men.
But regardless, I think it's important to understand, 'cause I think we are. And if we can come to terms with that, we can begin to move past it if that's what we desire.
But do you agree it's just men? Do you agree with that statement that it's just
No, I think it's women too.
Okay. That's where I
yeah.
disagree.
Oh no, because we just talking men.
Right.
I agree that it's men and women.
Good job at arriving back at the same position where you guys all agree.
I think like the urges and things are okay until you act upon it. And that's when both adults just have to have a conversation about, this isn't working out for me. I still want to, sleep around or whatever you want to call it. And I think just as long as all parties involved have an understanding of what they're getting into, I don't see the issue.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I could say it any better than he did.
Cool. Not going to listen to you. Moving on. Every single guy agreed. They're on opposite sides, but they all agreed we should just be adults and communicate with your partner. Hey, I'm interested in sleeping with other people. Is that okay with you? It's not okay with me. Okay, fine. I won't do it, or I'll go find a different relationship where I can do that. Or you're okay with it and I get to do it and we're good. And this wraps up part 1, guys. Part 2 will be coming out tomorrow, so I'll link it here as well at the end. So please check it out, and we'll see you again on the next one.